welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. I'm talking about Gary Kitchen's Super Battletank. Now this is actually on the Super Nintendo, and there's a good reason for that. And I just realized I don't think I've actually talked about the Super Nintendo yet on my channel. So it's a new year, why not start with a new console, especially since I finished off the Genesis with the 32X discussion. But this is actually not a game that I got originally. I had bought the sequel to this, which is actually really good, and unfortunately I had to buy this, which is the prequel, and it's not so good. Now, I don't know if you recall, but when I did my Portland Retro Gaming Expo pickups video, I actually showed I got the second one of these games, Super Battletank 2, which I was really looking forward to playing, especially since I got a few other tank games. But unfortunately, I discovered when I put that into the Super NES here, there appears to have been a flaw, like it's actually glitchy. I would immediately fire all my weapons and I couldn't proceed with the game. Now I thought, okay, is that something I'm doing wrong with the controller? Is there some weird thing? I tried cleaning all the cartridges like I do with any of these used titles as if they give me grief. And no, it just constantly would fire all the weapons. So I wasn't too sure if I was doing something wrong or whatever. So I grabbed the ROM for the game and I put it onto my Wii and tried it out on a Super NES emulator. And yeah, lo and behold, for whatever reason, that cartridge was wrong. It was shooting all the weapons all the time. If I played it on my Wii, it was perfectly controllable. So I actually took it to a nearby retro store. I said, hey, I think this thing is defective, but please take it if you got some way of fixing it or cleaning it up or whatever. It's of no use to me. And luckily, this one, Gary Kitchen's Super Battletank, was sitting in the retro store. And I said, well, I'll just buy that then if that's okay. And they said, sure. So I've tried this out, and I gotta say, I think I prefer the second game. Why? Well, because I find the fuel handling in this game is really brutally merciless. And also, it's a very slow handling game. Let me get into it here and I'll show you what I mean. So we start off with this briefing from our general, and it looks a little laughable. I mean, this almost South Park kind of talking head and moving mouth, or almost it looks like something from Monty Python. It's okay, I guess, for the time, but it's not very good. Alright, well, here's our mission. We just have to go in and terminate enemy tank resistance. And here we are in our tank. Now, I will say what I really like about this title, especially being used on the Super Nintendo, is the controls. The Super Nintendo control pad here is really perfect for playing this game. A fires your weapon, B chooses your map. In fact, if I hit B right now, there's the map. I'm down here. I want to take out these tanks here, and those things there are mines. A or X and Y are the accelerator and decelerator, and you use the select button to change your weapons. You got different ones there. But this game also came out on the Genesis, and I thought, well, what's the difference? Actually, what is the difference is if I start moving forward here, the shoulder buttons are your treads, and they allow you to turn. I'm hoping that's coming out in the camera, but the mountains in the distance there, they're kind of moving as I hit the two different shoulder buttons. And also, I don't know if you can make me out on the map there, my little arrow is indicating what direction I'm turning. That's a really good control scheme for this. I mean, tank games are not easy to do at the best of times, but this is really well done. And the D-pad is really awesome. It moves the turret left and right and up and down if you've got a weapon that you would be using up and down. So, yeah. Super Nintendo is actually the best controller for this kind of a game. I really like it. But there's some flaws. And the very first of those flaws is, let's see if we can find the bad guys. Let's go back to our map. And coming up close, I am almost always making the mistake of hitting A and firing my weapon instead of pulling up the map. You can see there I'm almost reaching that tank. He should be showing up soon. And this is where I do want to use my A button. But, oh, there he is. Now the weird thing is, it's very battle zone. It's very cool. Let's speed up a bit. It looks really, really nice. Come on, let's catch him. What's strange is I'm able to fire as many rounds as I want. Like the tank has limitless ammo, or tons of it, if not limitless. But the fuel is almost non-existent. Like you've barely got enough to get from one part of your objective. Okay, there we go. So that's him dead. Let me just slow right down. So I don't know if you can see the gauge down there is slowing as I hit the decelerator. There we go. So now I'm at a complete stop. The gauge below it, don't think that does anything. I think that's just for laughs. You do have here your quantities of things like missiles and oh, I can't remember the other items, but anyway, these are your missiles here. That's your score. There's where you are. Down below, it isn't lit up yet, but as those get more and more red, that means I'm close to dying. I think there's 6 available spots there. And this is, yeah, there's my 120 millimeter machine gun, I guess. Or, hang on, let's fire once. Nope, okay, so that is your cannon. Below that is laser, when you get that. And below that is smoke bomb. So I could select between those. Yeah, so there's laser. And yet laser didn't actually fire the laser. Maybe that's laser guided. And smoke. There we go. Oh, now I've got too much smoke around me. And that is, the final position is machine gun. Now let's, okay, the smoke is clearing. In fact, let's fire the machine gun just to show you. Okay, let's push on because this game is about to end because I don't have much in the way of fuel. And I will actually stop for a second to show you the only other thing that's on the map. See, I did it again. I hit A instead of B. I'm always firing the cannon instead. So just below, I'm flashing. To the lower right of me are some little bumps. Those are mines. If you drive over those, you're going to do damage to yourself. So let's not do that. All right, let's accelerate and see if we can at least take on one more tank. You see, I'm already low on fuel. I've been taking too long with this. And that is actually a criticism I have. I mean, I love the look. I love that kind of bouncing horizon. It's not coming through on my camera, but the sand is like differing colors of brown, so it rolls forward and backward really, really nicely. The game looks great, but it's very slow, very clunky, and just, I don't know, not a lot of fun. There's no way to like refuel. I think that's the limitation. Oh, one other thing, as you, if you're going at full bore and then you hit the B button, not the A button, you don't want to fire your gun, but the B button to check your map. Out of fuel. Okay, yeah, failed the mission. As I was about to say, if you're checking your map and you're sort of going along at full speed and you hit B, not A, but B, to check your map, whenever you come back to the regular through the window view, you're actually slowed down. It's like they decided, okay, rather than turning your attention away and you're still flying along at full speed, when you come back from the map, you're defaulted back down to a slower speed. Anyway, yeah, this is the first one. This is Gary Kitchen's Super Battletank, and I have tried it a few times. In fact, I'll go through the first mission and show you what the second mission looks like, because I like what they've done with the graphics here. Mission 2, terminate enemy tank divisions, destroy the Scud launcher, which is really fast moving, by the way. So yeah, have a look at that. I mean, they've really done a nice job. Again, it's probably not coming out in my camera here, but the ground is rolling toward me. Oh, I did finally discover what that little indicator is down there. That's actually your fuel gauge. So you got to really keep your eye on that, because that is a major problem with this game. The fuel gauge goes down really fast, and I've had to restart quite a few missions Just because if there's a tank randomly pushed somewhere to the far corner of the map, I'm never going to get to him in time. And it's not like I've done something wrong. It's just the game is punishingly brutal with that stuff. I guess it was their way of kind of making you feel like a real tank commander. You got to watch out for your fuel gauge and all that kind of stuff. But man, it doesn't make for a very fun tank game. Did it again! I meant my map. Oh, wait, I don't need my map. There's the bad guy. But again, it does look nice. Come here, come here. Get him, get him. It's just too bad about that fuel gauge. And it is very slow. Like, you do feel like you're not really making a lot of headway when you go across the map. There we go. Got him. Okay, we're approaching the Scud launcher. You can see I've got a flashing light already indicating I've taken a bit of damage. You take 6 of those and you're dead. And I'm already getting kind of below the halfway mark on my fuel. Where's that Scud launcher? It's around here somewhere. Oh, mines detected. Okay, I know I'm getting close then. Okay, there are the mines, the little white dots. I don't know if those are coming at my camera, but I'm going to avoid them. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I can drive straight over them. Darn it! I meant to go to my map. Oh, and there he is. Okay, the green thing on my radar indicates that's where I want to go. Yeah, that hitting the A button to fire instead of check the map is a real pain. They made improvements when it came to doing the second game, and I'm actually going to fire up the ROM. Oh wait, there's the Scud launcher. Got him! Okay. Then what I would need to do is take on the other tanks, and given how little fuel I have left, I'm going to fail this mission. Let me fire up Super Battletank 2 on my Wii, unfortunately, because, again, that cartridge did not work. And I'll show you, well, there you go, I'm low on fuel anyway. Let me show you what the Wii sequel, or sorry, what the sequel looked like on the Wii. Here we go. This is the sequel. This is Super Battletank 2, which has the benefit of also having a password system, so you're not always stuck starting from square one every single time. This looks a lot better. This doesn't have the fuel requirement problem of the previous game. It runs better. And again, this is running on my Wii, so I'm using the Wii Classic controller here. But otherwise, it's exactly the same. D-pad moves the turret. A and B are their usual firing or map trouble. And I use the shoulder pads to turn the tank around. Let me show you how this runs. So they've done away with the Monty Python South Park talking head thing and decided to go straight to a readout on a computer screen. This is our cockpit view once again. Same controls as before. We start moving. But this time it looks a lot nicer. It bounces a bit better, and the tank seems to physically move faster. You can make out the mountains on the horizon a little bit better there. Oh, there's a tank already. Holy shoot. Let's just get him. Yeah, it does play a lot better, this one, and this was going to be the game that I wanted to get. And I'm already blinking red in the corner. All right, now, oh, here he comes. Very Battlezone, very, very fun. And looks great. Especially for the era. Come on. But, as I say, there we go. Let me just slow down. When I got this cartridge from Portland and actually stuck it into the Super NES, the very first thing that would happen, it would just go like this. It was a constant firing, and I thought, okay, is my Super NES controller broken or something? Nope, it's fine. It plays in other games just fine. And I thought, well, what other controls are broken then? And it was like, nope, everything, it'll move forward, it'll slow down. In fact, one thing that's different in this game, you can actually reverse. There, I don't know if that's coming through on the camera, but I've got it kind of I've hit the Y button all the way to the extreme, and I am actually rolling backwards a bit, so that's pretty good. Let's pull up a map by hitting B, not A. I gotta hit B. Okay, so there's me on the far edge of the map. Now I'm gonna start moving forward, and you'll see I'm moving a lot faster on this map. I mean, I'm just zipping along. They've brought things a lot closer in this setting, so that's good. You're not spending 20 minutes trying to get from one side of the map to the other. The icons, the sort of ocean sort of things in the top left, bottom right, sorry, top right, bottom left, those are mines, so keep away from them. You got tanks, and this thing that looks like a balloon is actually, oh, hang on, let's just slow down, and I will show you what that is. Okay. There it is. It's actually a settlement or something, like a stronghold, so just shoot that thing. Got them. Don't know why it's got a skull symbol. Maybe that's something else in the instruction manual. Let's take on another tank. Yeah, this game looks a lot nicer, and it's much more forgiving with the fuel. I mean, you can't, like the previous game, you can't refuel for it, but it plays a lot better. It's faster, it's more fun, it looks nicer. It's best in all ways, to be perfectly frank. Lost him. Okay, yeah, here he is. Yeah, I think I'll just play this ROM because due to the fact that my Wii has RGB, or sorry, composite cables connected to it, this looks even better than the Super Nintendo is even possibly capable of. So, anyway, there we go. There are the Super Battletank games, both of them, on the Super NES. Really, really nice. If you're into tank games, definitely check it out. And yes, this is out for the Genesis, but I do think that this tank control, like the actual turret along the top, is really, really good. And I haven't got to the level yet, but when you get past the second level in this game, there are actually helicopters up in the sky, and you need to have a little more like up and down. And I just found I was definitely using the swinging motion of the turret when I was playing those levels. So, and again, those levels are also nighttime and kind of sunset colors. They look even nicer than the first Gary Kitchen Super Battletank. Really, really recommend it. However, this video is getting long enough already, so at that point I will stop here, and until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.